Hello everybody. Today we will try to solve some numerical problems related to electrostatics. So this is the exercise of your NCERT physics of 12th class. So let us try for first question. What is the force between two small charged spheres having charges 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb and 3 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb placed 30 centimeter apart in air? So we have given Q1 as 2 into 10 raised to the power minus 7 coulomb and Q2 as 3 into 10 raised to the power minus 7 coulomb, and the distance between these two is 30 centimeter. So this is the data we have given with the problem. First task is to check the units of the quantities. So charges are in coulomb, this is the SI unit, but R is given in centimeters. So we have to change this R in centimeters to meter. Centi means 10 to the power minus 2, so 10 to the power minus 2 meters. So because this we have to calculate the force between the two charges. So we have a formula of Coulomb's law as F is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. So the value of 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, you already know it, 9 into 10 to the power 9. Q1 we have as 2 into 10 raised to the power minus 7 into 3 into 10 raised to the power minus 7 and divided by 30 into 10 raised to the power minus 2 meter whole square. So this you have to solve. So now the simple way to solve these type of calculations is to separate out the whole numbers and separate out the 10 raised to the power numbers. So we may write it as 9 into 2 into 3 divided by, because here is a square term, so 30 into 30 into multiplied by, now picking the 10 raised to the power terms, 10 to the power 9 into 10 to the power minus 7 into 10 to the power minus 7 divided by 10 to the power minus 2 20 to the power minus 2. Now solving separately these we can, so this you can solve by yourself, and so suppose here some value comes here, and if the bases are same, so if you look at the all the terms here, so bases are 10. So if the bases are same, then the powers are added. So the powers in the numerator means 9, so these will be added, and the powers in the denominator are subtracted. So the 2 here and minus 2 here, they both will come in the numerator, plus 2 plus 2. So this will give me, so this factor which will come in as first term into 10 raised to the power, so you will have to add 9 plus 2 plus 2. So this will give me 13 minus 7 plus 7 is 14. So I will get the factor which you can calculate by yourself, and 10 to the power minus 1, so it will be in Newton. So at the last you will be writing this term in standard form, so write the result in a standard form. So this is how the first question you will take. Now coming to the second question, 1.2. The electrostatic force on a small sphere of charge 0.4 microcoulomb. So first charge is 0.4 microcoulomb, which we know that that micro is 10 raised to the power minus 6 coulomb. And the second one is due to the electrostatic force on a small sphere of charge 0.4 microcoulomb due to another small sphere of charge minus 0.8, so negative 1 minus 0.8 microcoulomb. So I can write it as minus 0.8 into 10 to the power minus 6 coulombs. In air is 0.2 Newton. So the force is already given, 0.2 Newton. First question is, what is the distance between the two spheres? So we have given the force and applying Coulomb's law. So F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. So the first charge experiences force due to 2. So if suppose here is Q1 charge and here is the charge Q2, Q1 is a positive charge 0.4 microcoulomb and Q2 is a negative charge 0.8 microcoulomb. Q2 applies force on Q1. So if Q2 applies force on Q1, so it will definitely be an attractive force and it will be like this. So this is my 0.2 Newton force which will act towards Q2 because this is this will be an attractive force. Now I have to use this formula. For first question I have to calculate the R, distance between these two charges, and then we will come at the second option. Second option is what is the force on the second sphere due to the first. We have to calculate the force due to the second sphere due to the first. Okay. So let us calculate R. Putting the value of force is 0.2. The value of 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught as a whole is 9 into 10 to the power 9. Q1 and Q2 are given 0.4 into 10 to the power minus 6 into 0.8 into 10 to the power minus 6. Now remember, we will take the magnitude of charges. We will not take this negative sign here over R square. So for R square, what we will do is we will take R square to the left and this 0.2 in right side in the denominator. So I am 9 into 0.4 into 0.8 divided by 0.2, and now the 10 raised to the power terms 10 power minus 6. Solving the right hand terms like we have done in the previous numerical. So you can calculate these terms by your own or with the help of a calculator, and this we have base same and the powers will be added. So minus 6 plus minus 6, this will give me R square equal to first factor which you will calculate into 10 raised to the power minus 12. So in the end we will calculate R by taking the square root of the right hand terms, this first term into 10 raised to the power minus 12. So this will give me my R in meters. So now coming to the second part of this question. Second part is what is the force on the second sphere due to the first. So this force which we are given in the problem, this is the opposite of that force. So the force, the answer to the second part will be the force on the second sphere due to the first will be 0.2 Newton but in opposite direction to the first force. So because according to Newton's law, Newton's third law also, the action and reaction are equal and opposite. If second charge applies force on first towards the right side, then the first charge will apply the force on second charge towards left. So this is, with this our second question is completed. Now coming to the third question, check that the ratio K E square divided by G M E M P is dimensionless. So we have to check the dimensions of this formula. So let us study that how this formula came here. So this Ke square is formed from Coulomb's law. F is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 over R square. Both Q1 and Q2 here are E, and the distance between the RE is R square. This is the electrostatic force, and the second one, this G, M, E and MP came from F gravitation is equal to G, the universal gravitation constant, and mass E mass P over R square. So if you divide these two, Fe upon Fg, this 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught is taken as K. So you will be with K into E square and divided by G, ME and MP, because R have same dimensions of length. So from both these formula R square is cancelled. So now the dimensionless result will be checked, because this left hand side is the ratio of two forces. So the upper term is force, the lower term is force. So the Newton divided by Newton will be dimensionless. So here comes the answer of this question. Now what does this ratio signify? The ratio signifies the ratio of forces, the part B. So it is the ratio of electrostatic and gravitational force between electron and proton, because the charge on both electron and proton is E. So here this E square is, and in gravitational formula here is the mass of electron and mass of proton comes. So this signifies the ratio, and what its result would be? Its result will be nearly equal to 10 raised to the power 36. So why? Because we know that the electrostatic force is stronger by 10 to the power 36 times by the gravitational force. So here it is the third numerical of this exercise. And now coming to problem number 1.4, the first part is explain the meaning of the statement electric charge of a body is quantized. The meaning of quantized charge on a body is that charge on any body can have in multiples of a smaller value of electronic charge E. That is, any body which have a charge, the charge on that body is a multiple of electronic charge, that is 1.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 19 coulomb. So if the total charge on the body is Q, and the one unit of charge, the smallest unit of charge is E, so any body can have charge is equal to plus minus Ne. This is the quantization of charge, where n can have the values 1, 2, 3, all whole numbers. Nobody can have charge in fraction. So we cannot have Q equal to, we cannot be in the form of P over Q. Even in the case of quark particles, as the quark particles have charges in fraction, but UUD or UDD, up down or up down quarks. Quarks are called up and down, and their charge is called the color of the quark. So as we say that charge on a electron, So we can say the color of a, instead we can say the color of a quark. So quarks are up, down, up, down, down. So this you can confirm from your book in higher studies, that one of these is a proton and the other one is an neutron or electron. So but the total charge on a proton or electron is quantized. Quark particles cannot exist individually, so they exist in pairs, and the total charge on the pair is again quantized. So therefore the quantization theory equally applies in quark particles. So this is the meaning of quantization. Now coming to the part B of this question, why can one ignore quantization of electrical charge when dealing with macroscopic charges? Macroscopic charge means large charge. Large charge is, as you can say, that 1 microcoulomb charge or 1 coulomb of charge. So if you have 1 coulomb of charge, 1 coulomb of charge has how many electronic charges? So you can calculate it from Q is equal to NE, that you will find N Q upon E. So Q is 1 coulomb and your E is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19. So if your 10 raised to power 19 factor goes upwards to solve it, you will get something into 10 raised to the power of the order of 19 electronic charges grouped together to make 1 coulomb of charge. So this is 10 to the power 19 times the smallest charge on electron. So it is the case when you see like this, you can see these dots, but if you can see these dots as separate dots, individually grains. But if you take this to smaller screen, now this line is seen as a continuous one. So this is the concept here of that is, if we come across large scale charges, then this quantization doesn't make any difference because the scale is too small, so the charges just look like a continuous one. Now coming to question number 5, question 1.5, when a glass rod is rubbed with a silk cloth, charges appear on both. Silk rod is also charged and the glass silk cloth is also charged and the glass rod is also charged. A similar phenomenon is observed when many other pairs of bodies are rubbed with each other. Explain how this observation is consistent with the law of conservation of charge. So whenever you rub two bodies, suppose you rub your pen with your hair, pen with your hair. So what you see, you will see that this pen certainly picks small amount of paper pellets towards each other, towards this pen, and the papers get stick on the pen. So why this happens? When this pen is rubbed with hair, some amount of charges, some amount of electrons are lost by either one. Means if pen loses electrons, the hair get the electrons. So charge is not produced, not created or not lost, but it is only transferred. So this is why that these things are inconsistent with the conservation of charge. The charge only transferred from one body to another. It is not produced, it is not lost. Question number 1.6. 4-point charges of 2 microcoulomb. Q1 is 2 microcoulomb. QA, and QB is minus 5 microcoulomb. QC is again 2 microcoulomb. QD is minus 5 microcoulomb, are located at the corners of a square ABCD. So we have a square and ABCD. So 2 microcoulomb at B is minus 5 microcoulomb. At C minus 5 microcoulomb. At D is again at C is 2 microcoulomb. 2 microcoulomb. At D is minus 5. The cube is of side 10 centimeter. So all sides are 10 centimeter. Square has 10 centimeter. What is the force on a charge 1 microcoulomb placed at the center of the square? So if you join the diagonals, so here comes the center, and at the center there is a charge of 1 microcoulomb. What is the force? Now you have to see the force on 1 microcoulomb charge which is placed at the center from all the vertices. So first coming to A, the 2 microcoulomb charge, this is a positive charge, and it will repel. So let me change the color of the pencil. So the force is like this from QA. So FA is like this. What about FB? FB will be attractive force. So FB will be like this is my FB. What about FC? Is 2 microcoulomb. And it will be toward this because positive charge at rest. So this is FC. And what about FD? So negative charge it will attract. So all the forces, all the 4 forces, this is my FD and this was my FA. All the forces are equal and opposite and act on same point, so the net force on this 1 coulomb charge will be 0. So this will be the definite answer. So net force on the charge will be 0. So students, in this way you can try these all numericals. So up to numerical number 12. So it is left to you for practice up to 1.12, and the problems if you have from any of these you can ask me in comments, and I will try to answer those. So thank you very much.